welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new around here, my name is Hannah and I'm an author from the southeast of England. Today's video is a tag. Tags seem to have fallen out of fashion a little bit on Authortube, but this one looked really interesting, so I thought I'd just do it, and I quite enjoy doing them, so why not? This is the personality type tag, so it's essentially all built off of the Myers Briggs test. If you haven't done that, I will put the link to that down below because it's really interesting. It's quite quick, about 10 minutes, and it's a really good way of kind of reflecting on yourself as a personality, so why you do things, what motivates you. I've heard of lots of people using the Myers Briggs test to build up character profiles before, which is really interesting. I've never really done it, but I get the theory behind it, and that is what this tag is built around. So I was tagged in this video by writer Marcus Regis. I'll tag him up here somewhere, and of course he'll be in the description below. His video is really good fun, and yeah, he tagged me, sort of. So yeah, that video is down here somewhere. And the tag was originally created by Ember Blake, who just has the most amazing author name ever. So she'll of course be in the description as well. So question 1 is, what is your Myers-Briggs personality profile? I am an INFPT, also known as the mediator. So that means I am 86% introverted, 81% intuitive, 88% feeling, 58% prospecting, and 65% turbulent. Right off the bat, not sure that I agree 100% with all of that. However, I did notice that Tolkien and Bjork are both mediators, so I'll take it. Bjork is wicked. Number 2, according to the 16 Personalities website, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So, I'm just going to list them off. They're all pretty self-explanatory. So according to the website, my strengths are that I am idealistic, I seek value and harmony, I am open-minded and flexible, I am creative, passionate and energetic, dedicated and hardworking. And my weaknesses are that I'm too idealistic, too altruistic, impractical, I dislike data, I take things personally, and I'm difficult to get to know. Number 3, do you feel like your type is accurate? If not, what did the profile get wrong? By and large, I agree with it. On the actual initialisms bit, so the INFPT, I agree with each bit, but I don't agree with the percentage of it. So I think it was like 86% introverted. I would consider myself introverted, but I also can be extroverted. I know when I need to be extroverted. I'm quite good at kind of floating between the two. So I think I would consider myself more ambiverted. The quiz doesn't really take that into account, but I'm not sure I would consider myself that far introverted, like 50-50, maybe a bit more introverted than extroverted. But I feel like I might be picking holes. What else did it say? Oh, so in the weaknesses where it said dislike data, that's not really true. I do lean towards writing and words more than I do maths and statistics, but my job is a researcher, so if I didn't like data, that would be a big problem. I actually don't mind data at all. I quite like it. It's good, and you can be creative with data, so that I don't agree with. The last bit I don't really agree with is the part where it says I'm difficult to get to know. I would say that I don't necessarily wear my heart on my sleeve, but I don't necessarily hold all my cards to my chest either. Just kind of normal. I don't know. Number 4, how do you think your personality type affects your writing? I don't know, really. It didn't really go into it too much, but there were some parts in the description of the mediator that said that they tend to focus on detail rather than the bigger picture, which is 100% true. If anyone has read number 47 or wants to read it, I do hover over a lot of details. That's kind of my writing style. I wouldn't refer to it as a weakness. I think it's a style. That's fine. But it definitely does impact the way I write. With my current whip, it's totally impacted it because I was so worried about getting the tiny details right that I completely lost sight of what I was actually aiming for. So I do that quite often. I have to make a real concerted effort to pull myself out of that state and make sure I'm looking at the bigger picture. Number 5, have you ever written a character with your personality type? If so, describe your character. Yes, I suppose. I think it's fair to say that every character I've written has kind of an element of my personality because you draw from experience in many ways. But I would say maybe the main character in my current work in progress is quite heavily based on me. They are a writer, which is the biggest cliche ever. And yeah, they're quite reserved. Some consider shy, though they're not really shy. So yeah, I suppose, yeah, I have drawn from that. Number 6, do you struggle to write characters with different personality types? No, I wouldn't say I do. I think I don't really think about the personality type in this much detail when I'm writing a character. I really just focus on the character's motivations and their relationship with other characters rather than their like scientific breakdown or their Myers Briggs test. So no, I wouldn't say so. Number 7 is, what are your strategies for writing characters with different personality types? Just focused, I just said it just then. I think I focus on character motivations and their relationships around other characters, the way they react to circumstances and situations. I think maybe it's just important to remember that there are people in the world that aren't like you, and just being aware of that just helps when writing characters, I suppose. Not every character is going to be introverted. Actually, a lot of them are going to be extroverted. They're far more entertaining. So yeah, I just kind of, the character just fits the situation, I suppose. Number 8 is, what is your favourite type of character to write? I found this quite hard to answer because again, I don't look at them in that kind of detail. So I don't write a character and think, oh, they're an EFPJ or whatever the combination would be. But I suppose my favourite character to write is normally a villain. I love a character that is a villain but has justifications for why they're that way. I suppose if they were to belong in a Harry Potter house, it would be Slytherin. I don't know if this is answering the question. Number 9 is, what types of books do you like to read and write? What is especially appealing to you about them? I don't think I hide this on my channel. I read mostly horror and thriller and sci-fi and dystopia and some contemporary literature. That is pretty much it. What is it that appeals to me? I think there are 2 things. It kind of splits into 2 big camps. So I like dark and twisty stuff, so the horror and the thrillers, and mostly the sci-fi is over there, and obviously the dystopia is over there. But from a contemporary fiction kind of side, I like interesting character dynamics. I quite like a character-driven piece. It doesn't always have to be all about the storyline for me. But when it does, I like a big storyline, like a horror storyline. So I guess it depends what mood I'm in. But what really appeals to me about books in general is really detailed characters, multi-layered characters, and yeah, just twisting reality. Number 10 is tag people. I don't tend to tag people because, you know, you don't have to do the tag if you don't want to. But yeah, I suppose if you're watching and you fancy giving this a go, feel free to do a tag. And if you do want to do the Myers-Briggs test, I do recommend it actually because it's really interesting. And it can help you think about your characters in different ways and their motivations. I'll leave the link to the 16 Personalities website in the description below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I quite liked making it. I know tags are out of fashion. I don't really care. So yeah, if you did like it, please do hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to my channel. See you later.